It is now my great pleasure and honour to welcome Gabriel and Tycho into the studio from
Hypnotic Brass Ensemble.
Chi-Town, Southside.
Excellent.
Thank you for having us.
It's my pleasure.
Glad
when
to
did
be
you
here.
guys? When did you guys get here? In Melbourne. When did you?
Yesterday afternoon.
You've had some sleep.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't have any.
You can tell by the voice, maybe. 8 brothers, 1 band, a father that was involved with his son Ra. It is an almighty, mighty legacy and history going back to the roots of the music. Is that a burden? Is that a load sometimes you guys have to share the lifting on?
I personally don't think it's a burden. I think it's inspiration. I think it's encouraging. It's something different from modern days. Most of the times you don't find families that act like they used to. In the olden days, what the father did or your mother did, they passed on to their children. 9 times out of 10, children nowadays just want to get out and do their own thing. So, yeah, it's a great thing to have. You know, it's one of the best things. It's what allowed me to be here today, so it couldn't be a burden.
I think too, when you have a legacy, it like removes all of the playtime that you have, about what am I going to do with my life, what am I putting my time towards? It's like Tiger Woods and his father. At 2 years old, his father had him out there knocking those golf balls down. And it when you see him at a certain age, you understand why he does what he does. So, no, never a burden. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a blessing.
It was a vision. It was a vision from a very early age for you guys.
Our father had a vision just to have his children. What he started the youth ensemble, Phil Coran and the youth ensemble, was for advancing the minds of the inner city youth. And he opened it up to the public, but I guess the public didn't receive it well. The greatest thing of that was his children were a part of these lessons as well. But he started the band to present to the world some young black men or black children performing instruments. In America, they had took music classes out of the schools. When my father was growing up, when my mother was growing up, they had music in the school, and it was very much a part of your daily life and your daily lessons. So by the time we got to school, it was basically eradicated. So it was to basically reinstill the music into the lives of the children. And he was preparing us for the World Fair. The World Fair never came to Chicago in '86, but because he had started something, the momentum continued, and now you have what you have today.
I saw the Sun Ra Orchestra for the very first time on Saturday night at the Kelvin Club in the city. They melted my mind. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe how good they were and how, in some ways, how shocking they must have been when they first broke. The context of them presenting that music for the first time many, many years ago. What a incredible mind shift that must have been for jazz lovers or people into music in general. You guys have kind of flipped the whole idea of a brass band on its head as well, and you've got that connection. There's a really nice connection between you guys and the orchestra. Do you see, obviously you guys are furthering the music, you're adding to it. It's not simply a brass band and, the whole New Orleans kind of style brass band. You're bringing more to it. How do you want to push this music?
I think, just for myself, everybody has a story, and if we can just really go inside of ourselves and just really get that story out, whether it be in the music, and I guess that's what we're trying to channel. But with that music, we definitely want to put it out there, just in that form. But like really going deep into ourselves and just pulling out something that cannot be found anywhere else inside of the world, polishing it, and bringing it to the world.
Well, I mean, he basically wrapped it up. Each one of us have a purpose in life. And if you're going to do something, you want to be an impact. You want to be a beacon of light for what you're doing and bring it to the world. You don't want to bring what someone else brings. You want, like you said, add on to it. So our thing was we started out when we first started doing Hypnotic as a group that you see today. We started out playing cover tunes, and those was the majority of our repertoire. But after a while, that became kind of boring to us, and we decided to create our own identity. So we had already started writing music, and the more and more we decided that our identity was going to take us and bring salvation to us, it encouraged us to continue to write and continue to build on that idea of bringing something new to the world. It's been 100 years, 100-something years since jazz broke out, like you said, and it changed the world. So it's about time for something new, a new sound, something fresh. It's not really new. Music has been around for eons, but to reinforce the proper elements of it.
When you say everybody has a story to tell, everybody has something to say, there's 8 of you in the band. Do you all share songwriting duties? Do you
Absolutely.
We definitely do.
Yeah? So,
Really, our best songs have come from all of us sharing. You know, like Huda's been saying lately, that a lot of times, you know, you have a band and you have that one dictatorship. You got one guy writing, one mind, and, you know, just that one interpretation. With Hypnotic Brass Ensemble, it's kind of totally the opposite. There's like that democracy. There's that bringing something to the table, but understanding that when you bring it, you know, it will be modified by the guys. And it's okay being modified by the guys. We like to call it hypnoticizing the music. But that's what we do. We take it and we try and take it to another level. And we know that when all of us like it, it's ready for the world to hear. And that might go through a certain process where it might take a certain amount of years or a certain amount of days, whatever have you. But until we get that intuition or that feeling that it's right, it's perfect, you know, is when we put it out there.
well, I'm pretty excited because you've brought in some new tunes.
Yes, baby.
Which, I've just kind of slipped in. We're going to hear the first track, right? I think you said it was
It's called
Starfighter.
Starfighter. This is just a teaser to the new music that's coming. Starfighter is basically a fresh guy, you know, who travels the planet looking nice in his clothes. We actually are sponsored by G-Star Clothing. So it was kind of like inspired by that, but on another cosmic level. It's a fresh guy that travels across the galaxy, inspiring people with everything in his essence, whether it be his talk, the way he dressed, his aura, his knowledge of the galaxy, the knowledge of the music. And then he's rescuing minds from the retardation of synthesized music.
Let's hear it.
Climb into the gunnery chair. Now, I'm moving you into launch position. There in front of you are the 2 switches for your heads-up display.
The Hypnotic Brass Ensemble, who are here for their very own one performance, one very sold-out performance tonight at the Forum, gentlemen.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is sold out.
I know, you must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. I mean, you know, this is like our 3rd time in
Yeah, it
Australia,
is.
2nd
Yeah.
time as a band. And you guys have received us and presented us in the best way, so it's only right that the people come out and support and sell out the venues.
Too right.
Thank you, Melbourne.
Especially after seeing you at WOMAD the last time. That was the last time or the second last time you guys were out here?
Actually, we came out here in
year's
December
blue.
with the Gorillas.
That's right. Yeah.
And we got a chance to do our own show at the Merida Festival in December, but basically we came out here with the Gorillas, you know, to kind of support.
Shouts
that
out to Damon Albarn.
Yeah.
Yeah, too right. I mean, he's doing some really interesting stuff. Now he's getting into some Afrobeat. I can't wait to hear the fruits of those collaborations.
Yeah.
So you know about some things, huh?
You know, shit. Thank you, Sherlock. One of the things that I really like about, I guess, it's not genre specific, but if you listen to, I guess, Sun Ra's kind of aesthetic and his thinkings and preachings, if you look at what George Clinton was doing in terms of the mothership and Parliament and that whole presentation, there is a thread of, I guess, science fiction or, you know, man as hero that permeates your music as well as what they were both doing, or George arguably still does it, albeit a little older now.
Yeah.
It was something extra. It was a whole philosophy and theosophy that went with the music as well. Do you see yourselves like continuing that tradition?
Absolutely. It's a masculine feminine vibe, a masculine music, because you got 8 strong men, you know, with strong minds and willpower, who humble themselves to come together and create something powerful. Definitely, back in the day, you had strong minds, strong men who wanted just change people's minds. Didn't want you to ride on the train car tracks. Wanted to take you out and take you somewhere else. And that's what we want to do with our music. Music is cosmic. You know, if you go to the hub, you can find there's sound in space. And sometimes we get caught here on Earth and don't know that there's other entities and forces that just travel the universe. And what we try to do with our music is just grab them all and put them in one pot and let them be sedated here on Earth until we let them go again.
I think you speak about like George Clinton and Sun Ra. Those guys, I'm sure when they came up with those identities, they were in a time where everything was the opposite or just different of that. And how they came up with it, I don't know. I don't know what it was that sparked it in them, but nevertheless, they went inside of themselves. And I'm sure too, there were certain people who laughed at them, you know, who belittled them and things like that. But they continue to move forward to where now, like us, we can reap the benefits of that. We can stand on tall shoulders, but also we can have a formula or format to look at as well and be able to draw from, but also to do what they did, which is go inside and just be totally free and find out what is inside of us. But that's what they was doing, and I mean that I think is what we want to continue down the line.
But there is also that thread too about the sublimating of ego and coming together as a band, I guess particularly as a family. As a family too. You're all brothers, you're all strong, you've all got your own flavours and your own styles. Sorry, while I just sit here and quietly die. But you've all come together to produce this one solid sound. Do you find yourselves being attracted or pulled in different directions to be involved with other projects, or is this something that you solely...
I think for the most part, we... or whatever have you, we've been doing this so long that, like I say, my instrument has now become my hand on my leg. You know, it's the same thing with my brothers. We've been around each other long enough to just become one body part or whatever have you. And we just come together and, I don't know, you know, go deep
Pretty
down
much,
and get
we let the spirit do the talking and write the music. We learned to listen. One of the things that Lone Tones did, it developed our ear, it developed our intonation with each other. It allowed us to feel each other. It's like you close your eyes and you just play music. And in that, you just get into you're embodied by the spirit and let the spirit move. It's like water. And you know, it all moves together. It all stops together. It all splashes together, but it's all together.
Yeah, we also got like a song by, that we did, it's Pluto, but we got a sample of Sun Ra on there. And what he speaks about is the orchestra and everybody playing their part. And that everybody has a different part. We are all different guys, very different. But then there's also something that connects all of us together. And like in the music, that's represented. That's kind of like what we keep, like what we know is that we all have something to offer. We all have something to say on our horns. And when we bring it together, we definitely have on a right note, a masterpiece if we do it the right way. Yeah.
Do you see the ensemble breaking out into another generation? Can you see another generation coming through with the music?
Definitely. I mean, that's what you want to do when you're an artist. You want to inspire. Our father always told us music is supposed to inspire. You know, people get caught up into the genres and say, well, I don't listen to this music, I don't listen to that music. And then in the same breath, you say music is a universal language. You know, you gotta find your place and hone that craft, and then you gotta put it out there for the next generation. What we do now affects the next generation, so you have to be cognizant of that. So yeah, definitely, we want to spark the minds of the people who change music for the next 50 years or 50 years after that. Definitely.
I was gonna say, you know, if you're doing the right thing as well by if the youth latch on to what you're doing, it's gonna go farther in the future. So that's one thing our father would tell us is like, you know, when you're playing your music, you want to look for, you know, the people who just get into your music, and you definitely want, you know, just children, especially small children, to get it. And we would actually do that sometimes. We would be performing out in the streets of Chicago, just performing anywhere, and there might be a mother coming down the street, and she'd have a, you know, 1-year-old or 2-year-old, and stop and listen to the music, and both of them are quiet, and when she tries to go away, the baby would start screaming and yelling, you know, and will want to stay and remain there. Now, they don't know too many things, but they know that music, you know, was something that they was a part or that they was feeling, they was connected to that. And that's what we want to be a part of. That's when we know we're going on the right path, whatever have you.
You've brought in that track, Pluto, which I'm enormously grateful for. And I understand you guys have got sound check, you've got a whole bunch of other things, maybe even get in a kit before you go on stage tonight and then leave tomorrow. It just seems so fast. It just seems so incredibly fast.
Well, it's the last show of this tour. We've been touring this since May 13th.
Wow.
I mean, that's the life we chose. And this night is going to be very special because it is the last show of this tour. The reception has been well, and we're going to continue. You know, this is just a teaser of what yet to come. I want to explain Pluto, you know, because Pluto is basically, it's a dedication to musicians. There's plenty of musicians out here who are fantastic, like great, and they never get the proper respect or honor. And a lot of times you'll give them proper respect and honor after they have passed. You know, Gil Scott-Heron has done a lot. Miles Davis. I mean, the list goes on of a lot of people who never got that superstar treatment, but they presented superstar music or superstar art. So Pluto is a dedication to all those fallen soldiers, if I can say, who just never got their proper plaque, proper props, or proper award, accolades for you know, doing the things that they love.
And we're going to hear it, and we're going to let you go so that you can get on with doing whatever it is you need to do.
Thank you for having us.
And
thank you so much for coming
Before you
in.
let us go, we definitely want to let everybody know that you can check us out at hypnoticbrassensemble.com.
Yeah.
You want to check us out at Twitter, and you know, check us out at Facebook as well.
Yeah, you might have had a sold-out gig tonight, but it doesn't mean that
We'll
you
be
are
back.
inaccessible. Oh, yeah, we know you'll be back.
We'll be back.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
guys.
having us. We love you, Melbourne.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Speaking things of nature, naturalness, the way it should be. Speaking things of blackness, about the void, the endless void.